sales manager up in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, and we're excited always to bring these webinars to you. And I also got with us joining us today our product manager, better known as Bula Bob Borden, and always a wealth of information within our headquarters. So just a couple other things is that everybody is muted during the presentation. We will have a Q&A at the end of the presentation, and we will also have the contact information for both myself, Bob, and Sandy. So we'll show those slides at the end of the presentation. If you do have any questions, I encourage you to go ahead and put those into the dashboard, and we will answer those at the end of the presentation. So I'm going to turn the presentation over to Sandy, and Sandy, you should have the controls.
Goodness me. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Nisa Bula. So I've welcomed you in Fijian. That's where Bob gets his name from, Bula Bob. I'm the marketing director for Volivoli Beach Resort. I'd like to just walk you through where the resort is located. We are on the very northern tip of the main island of Viti Levu, and we're on a headland. The headland point is called Volivoli Point, and Volivoli in Fijian means sand. Now, this resort has a really interesting history, a beautiful history actually. It's owned and operated by a New Zealand family from the South Island, and they moved to Fiji 27 years ago with their two young sons. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of the location again, Nandi Airport down here on the left-hand side is the international airport. So flights come directly from Los Angeles and they arrive about 5:30 in the morning. We can do an automatic meet and greet and pick up from the airport, and then everybody travels in a nice air-conditioned four-wheel drive up the beautiful coast of Viti Levu. So you're going through all these gorgeous little coastal villages and seeing traditional Fijian life, right up to this region called Raki Raki. And Volivoli is situated right on the northernmost point. Now we are right on the edge of what they call the Vatu Ra Strait, or the Bligh Waters. The Bligh Waters is, Jacques Cousteau lists 10 top dive sites in the world, and 3 of these are actually in Fiji, and the Bligh Waters is one of these areas that he thinks is phenomenal for soft coral diving. Now, I did mention the family, the owners of the resort are called the Darling family, and their sons grew up attending local primary school, so they do speak fluent Fijian. They decided that they were going to build a dive resort based on the fact that they started a dive operation called Ra Divers. Now, we were going along fantastically, and then unfortunately 2 years ago, Fiji was hit by a massive cyclone, Cyclone Winston, and this resort was completely destroyed. So there was a family decision to sit down and rebuild the resort. So what you're viewing now today, as you look at this image, right on the edge of those Bligh Waters, is a brand new resort. It's only been open 14 months. So I want to walk you through. Now we do run a couple of businesses from the resort. We've got Volivoli Beach Resort itself, and we also have Ra Divers. So you can see just down here on the left-hand side, we have a beautiful dive shop and beach bar, restaurant that's situated right on the water. And if you have a look out into the ocean, you can see this white sand spit that extends out into the ocean. What's gorgeous is as the tide goes out, the beach just gets bigger and bigger out into the middle of the ocean. Now, all of our rooms have 180-degree ocean views. It doesn't matter which category you're in. This is an unspoilt corner of Fiji. This is not an area that has big chain hotels. It is a very personal experience. We've got 32 rooms, and because it is owner operated, the owners live on site with their young children, and I will show you the family later on. It has a really nice welcoming feel, a very true Fijian welcoming feel. Now we have 3 room categories currently. So we have our premium ocean view bures. Bure in Fijian is like villa. So these are premium ocean view villas. They are situated right on the hilltop, and as I mentioned, there is 180-degree ocean views. Now, there's several ways that you can get to the resort from Nandi International Airport. You can helicopter, you can float plane, or alternatively, you can travel by vehicle. The vehicle trip takes about 2.5 hours. So I mentioned the flight comes in at 5:30 in the morning. We pick up our guests and they can be up at Voli having a late breakfast by about 9:30, 10 o'clock. The nice thing about that is they are actually staying on the main island. They're not having to get off a plane and then take a small internal flight to fly out to one of the outer islands in the northern group like Taveuni or Savu Savu. These premium ocean view rooms are absolutely beautiful inside. The family owns a construction company, so everything is made at the resort and to a really high quality. All of our rooms have air conditioning, tea and coffee making facilities, and as I mentioned, those beautiful ocean views. You just imagine sitting there in the afternoon, sipping a cocktail, having a look out to the ocean. Now, the next room category is the deluxe ocean view rooms. These have got 2 queen size beds, and I want to give you a little bit of a price point on these so you have an idea of the kind of pricing that you're looking at. In Fijian dollars, I'm just going to quickly do a little bit of a conversion for you. So this is our mid-range room, and it prices up at around $140 US per person per night. So that's just under $300 US for this room category. Now, these rooms have got big big queen size beds, as I mentioned, big desks, and they also have twin hand basins and a lovely big walk-in shower. So very, very spacious. And if I just pop back here, you can see, again, you step out on your lanai and you've got a gorgeous ocean view. We do have our ocean view rooms. These are, it's nice to know that a property offers a more value proposition. So we do sleep 2 adults and 2 children in this room, or alternatively, we do an occupancy of 3 adults. And this price point comes up at about $220 US a night, so around $110 per person. Let me show you through the resort. So one of the decisions that was made when they decided to rebuild was that they really wanted to improve the resort up to a 4-star standard. So we self-rate as a 4-star resort. Now, I did mention we've only got 32 rooms, but we do have 2 restaurants and 3 bars on site. So we have the Nuku Bar and Restaurant. This is really lovely because we've got a guest lounge, great Wi-Fi throughout the whole of the property. And we often find that when people are towards the end of the afternoon, after they've done all of their activities at the beach or one of our dolphin safaris, or they've been scuba diving or diving the beautiful reefs around us, they simply come in here into the guest lounge and just have some quiet time and maybe sip a cocktail. The Nuku Bar has a beautiful view straight out to the swimming pool, and as I've popped in this presentation, there's nothing in the world as welcoming as a beautiful Fijian smile. All of our staff are local, and they come from 2 local villages close to the area and have worked for the Darling family for many years. Now, we are fortunate that we have a fantastic executive chef, so I can highly recommend the food at this property, and most of our packages include a full cooked breakfast and a minimum of 3-course evening meal. So we do have a compulsory half board on all of our nightly rates. So as I mentioned, that's a full cooked breakfast and a 3-course evening meal. Priced up in US dollars, you're looking at approximately $45 US for that half board option. Now we do a full board option that works out at about $75 US per person, and that also includes a 2-course lunch. The food in this area is spectacular. Volivoli itself is only 15 minutes from the local township of Rakiraki, and Rakiraki is the agricultural growing centre for Fiji. So you've got lots of basically farm to table happening here, lots of fresh fish, fresh vegetables. Our staff, or the oldest son, Steve Darling, actually goes to the markets every day and buys for our kitchen, so all of our produce is nice and fresh. Lovely big swimming pool, and we do run a happy hour there from 4 till 5:30 in the evenings. So again, after a day at the beach, our guests can come up and enjoy a nice happy hour and swim up pool bar. We do have traditional day spa on site, so we do beautiful traditional Fijian massages. Now, what does that mean? It means that we use organic product that's sourced from within Fiji. So if you can imagine these lovely coconut body scrubs and rubs and that are used in our treatments. The spa itself, the Domali Spa, is suspended out over the ocean, so gorgeous, gorgeous view for guests to have a look at when they're having a spa treatment. Now, this is a really good example of what the view is like from our premium ocean view bures. Remember, bure was villa, so our premium ocean view villas. And as you can see, we've got our boats just down there off the beach. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about the other things that there are to do at Volivoli. Immersing our guests in a cultural experience when they come to Fiji is a really important aspect of Volivoli. And we do have 4 nights a week, we have entertainment and we do a kava ceremony. We also once a week do a traditional meke, and that is a traditional welcome, a Fijian welcome. There are local villages close by. And Brad, I might need, oh, thank you very much. We're just gonna slip back, bear with me, I clicked too far through the presentation. So the other things that there are to do, we have a dive operation. As I mentioned, we do kite boarding, we have stand-up paddle boards. The snorkeling in this area is fantastic, and we do some kayak, guided kayak tours as well. So plenty to do. Twice a week we run the sunset cruise. I love this. If you can imagine that you spent the day in the sun or the water, and about 4:30 in the afternoon we take one of the boats out, and we have a fantastic sunset cruise with canapes and bubbles. Now Sonny, our head barman, this is this lovely gentleman right in the centre here. He previously worked at the resort as our head barman. Now after the cyclone, he actually opened his own little business, and he runs day tours from the resort. So he does a cultural village tour, a highland waterfall tour. Now the Namasiri waterfall is the largest waterfall in Fiji, and it's only just been opened up to the public in the last 3 months for tours. So Sonny runs a day tour up to there as well. Now, I did mention that we have Ra Divers, which is our premium dive operation, but we also do great game fishing. So we host one of the largest game fishing competitions in Fiji from the resort, and we have lots of fishing enthusiasts who come and take part. We do full and half day fishing charters, and again, to give you an idea of pricing on that, you're looking approximately approximately $800 US for a full day of fishing, and that's for 1 to 4 people. Now this lovely gentleman you can see here is Nick Darling, and he's our general manager, and he's there with fish that he's caught for his dinner. That view that you see, if you can imagine being at the Ra Bar, which is our beach bar down at the beach, and that's the view straight out to the ocean. Now, Ra Divers is our premium dive operation. We do have a dedicated dive boat fleet. Now, we do training courses right from open water or discover divers right up to advanced courses. Now, if you're not a diver, what I can tell you is we have over 30 reefs directly off from the resort, and at least 20 of those are phenomenal snorkeling sites. I like to include this. It shows you the quality of our boats. Our dive boats can take up to 16 divers per boat with 3 tanks out for a dive. So any keen divers, this is definitely the place to come. That is Polo. He is our head dive instructor. Fantastic man. He actually trained both of my children in open water certification. And as I mentioned, we do host both PADI dive courses and SSI dive courses at the resort. All of our guides are local Fijian, and they were brought up in these waters. So these guys know exactly where to go if you've got keen photographers that want to get some fantastic underwater photography done. And as I mentioned, many of our dive sites can be snorkeled. So you don't have to be a diver to be at this resort. You do have to like water though, I think. So being right on the edge of the Bligh waters, we have amazing marine life through here. We have very, very plentiful schooling barracuda, a lot of shark activity as well for anybody who wants to see sharks. We have amazing soft coral formations, beautiful swim throughs, a little bit of drift diving. And as I mentioned, an absolute photographer's wonderland. So I like to include this picture at the end because I want you to imagine that you might be that girl that's sitting on the beach chair to the right-hand side, just looking out over those beautiful mountains on a white sand beach as the sun's going down in Fiji. Also like to include this photograph. As I mentioned, this is a family-run business, so they really do care about your guest experience. They are on site. So just to introduce you to the family, this is Gail and Steve Senior. They live in their home probably 15 minutes from the resort, but little Stevie, we call him. This gentleman on the left-hand side, he is our operations and purchasing manager and one of the co-owners of the resort. And on the right-hand side is Nick Darling, our general manager, who's got one of his children on his shoulders there. So to sum up and talk to you briefly about the key selling points for this property, it's family owned and operated. We have Volivoli Beach Resort and Ra Divers. On site, we can train in both PADI and SSI from open water right through to advanced courses. We do have nitrox at the resort as well, which is very, very important for divers these days. It extends their the amount of time they can stay down under the water, and also it's a much safer mix of air to use. Every room has 180-degree ocean views. It doesn't matter which category you're looking in. Now we do offer fishing. We've got the day spa, we've got stand-up paddle boards. As I mentioned, we do kite surfing at the resort too. The season for kite surfing is from June through to September. You get some really good headwinds coming into this region, and it's phenomenal for kite surfing. Now we do run day tours. We have just launched a new tour. So on request, we do a dolphin safari. We have fantastic spinner dolphins out in the Bligh, and very, very plentiful. The resorts reported back to me recently that they've seen schools as much as 50 dolphins in one pod, which is pretty amazing. We do run that sunset cruise with bubbles and canopy and a nice swim off the boat in the evening as the sun goes down. The resort's situated on this beautiful sand spit on the clear waters of the Bligh. It's fantastic diving for all levels. It's a great place to holiday. And I do want to mention to you that we do have the compulsory half board plan, which is part of our nightly rate as well. So I'm just flipping to the next slide, which is the special that we have with All About Tours. I'd like to thank them for their support. Bob himself has actually been to the resort and has dived there. It's a couple of years ago, Bob. I think you'd be even more surprised since the cyclone, the upgrades that the resort has undergone. Very exciting. We have 5 new villas being built at the moment with their own swimming pools. So we'll have a 2-bedroom beachfront villas with their own swimming pools, and they are open the 1st of June this year. Okay, do we have any questions?
All right, Bob, you want to jump in and make a few comments about our
Well, the flyer
presentation?
the flyer you saw just before this slide at the 1814 is a fantastic deal. And for those of you that are attending the webinar or signed up to attend or want to share an extra special bonus discount with your clients, with friends in the office, colleagues with other agencies even, right now, Sandy has given us available through the 15th of March an additional 10% off the lodging portion, which works out to be about $158 discount off of the price that you just saw. Now that's the price for the room. Half of that would be the per person rate. So this is a really super, super good deal for any stay at Volivoli. In fact, I'm looking forward to dropping in Volivoli after the Fiji Tourism Convention in April because I want to get updated on all the new stuff. The special runs for travel from the 1st of June this year through the 31st of March 2019, and there are no blackout dates. It's available during Christmas holiday. It's available all hour summer long, which is Fiji's winter when the weather is the best. In Fiji, you're going to have more mild temperatures. You're going to have better water clarity because there's less rain. I mean, this is just a huge opportunity for people that you might know that are looking for a great family escape, a great couples escape, a water sports adventure escape, exploring the hinterlands of Fiji escape. This little resort can cover it all, and it's why we love it so much.
Thank you, Bob. I was going to say, can we just mention what that special actually includes at the moment? Because I think with the resort credits, and you've got flights priced into there as well, it's come up as an incredible package.
Yeah, this includes the round trip airfare from Los Angeles, 5 nights lodging, 20% off the lodging. It is available in every room category. The meal plan, 15-minute foot ritual shortly after arrival, free use of kayaks and the snorkeling gear, and for travel from 1 June to 31 October, there's a per room $100 Fijian resort credit. 1 November through 31 March 19, the resort credit is going to be $300. Now, this is based on the N class of service with Fiji Airways, which is valid for sale through the 28th of this month. What it's going to change to after that, we don't know.